You're not the richest man in the room. You're not the loudest. Yet, somehow, she keeps looking at you. What if I told you that women don't fall for the man with the flashiest watch, but the one who triggers her primal instincts without even trying? This isn't about looks, this is about psychology. And today, we're unlocking 12 psychological triggers that make women instantly attracted to you, often without them even knowing why. 1. Your command of silence. Silence. It's uncomfortable for most men. They feel the need to fill the space with noise, jokes, small talk, over-explaining. But a man who can sit in silence, he's dangerous in the best way. He exudes self-control, mystery, and power. That's why women feel it before they even know it. A calm, quiet presence in a noisy world speaks volumes. It says, I don't need to perform. I'm already enough. This silence isn't cold or distant. It's self-assured. It's the kind of energy that draws attention without asking for it. When you walk into a room and remain grounded, no anxious glances, no awkward laughs, women sense something different about you. It triggers intrigue. Psychology calls it stillness attraction. It's primal. When a man isn't rushing to impress, he becomes the one people want to understand. Try this. Next time you're in a conversation, pause more. Let your words breathe. Hold your gaze longer. Embrace the silence between sentences. It makes what you do say even more powerful. Silence, when owned, doesn't make you invisible. It makes you unforgettable. 2. Eye contact that anchors her. Eye contact is more than just looking. It's emotional communication without words. When a man can hold deep, relaxed eye contact, it immediately triggers subconscious attraction in a woman, not in a creepy way, not with a stare down, but with calm confidence. It says, I see you, I'm present. That kind of gaze disarms her. It tells her you're not threatened, not desperate, not hiding. Psychology shows that eye contact activates the brain's bonding hormone, oxytocin, creating a moment of shared vulnerability. It's powerful. And the most attractive part, you don't have to say anything. A man who can look a woman in the eyes and not flinch shows immense emotional strength. He doesn't rush to look away. He isn't looking around for approval. He's just there, solid, grounded. Want to practice? Start by making steady eye contact with everyone, cashiers, strangers, friends. Get used to that feeling. Then, when you're in a conversation with a woman, hold her gaze a little longer than expected. Not to dominate, but to connect. Eye contact is one of the fastest paths to emotional connection. Use it well. 3. Emotional control under pressure. Every man looks composed when things are easy, but real attraction forms when pressure hits, and she watches how you respond. Emotional control isn't about being robotic. It's about staying centered, even when life gets loud. When you handle setbacks, insults, or surprises with calm clarity, you show her something rare. A man who doesn't crumble under tension. Women are biologically wired to seek emotional safety. If your mood swings wildly, or your reactions explode at the slightest inconvenience, it signals instability. But when you respond to stress with quiet strength, she sees a protector, a leader, a man. Emotional maturity is magnetic. It creates trust without you needing to explain yourself. Stay composed in traffic. Stay composed when plans change. Stay composed when tested. And most of all, don't let your emotions be dictated by hers. That balance between empathy and detachment is what makes you unforgettable. She'll test you, not maliciously, but to see what you're made of. Pass the test. Stay cool. That's when she truly feels drawn to you. 4. Your unshakable purpose. Nothing pulls a woman in like a man with direction. Purpose is a psychological magnet. It signals competence, focus, and inner strength. Women don't want to lead you. They want to feel safe in your leadership. Not because you're controlling, but because you're going somewhere. A man with purpose doesn't chase approval. He doesn't waste energy proving his worth. He's already anchored in his mission. That confidence, it's felt instantly. When your life has meaning, whether it's career, health, a creative pursuit, or legacy, you become less reactive, more selective. You're not pulled by temptation. You're not thrown off by rejection. You're stable. That's what makes you different. Women admire men who are building, who wake up with goals and go to sleep with discipline. And even if your mission isn't fully formed yet, just walking toward it creates magnetic pull. Ask yourself daily, am I moving with intention? When you live with purpose, women feel it, and they're drawn to the fire you're tending inside. 5. Subtle physical touch, when appropriate. Touch is powerful when used with respect and awareness. The right touch at the right time can spark instant chemistry. The wrong touch, it repels. Women are highly attuned to physical cues. A light touch on the back as you guide her through a doorway. A subtle hand on her lower arm when she makes a joke. These aren't grand gestures, but they communicate protection, warmth, and confidence. It's primal. Psychologists call this contact signaling, and it builds trust faster than words. But here's the secret: subtlety. The best touch feels effortless, not calculated, not needy, and not constant. Overdoing it comes off as desperate or creepy. Let your touch match the moment. Mirror her comfort level. Pay attention to her response. If she leans in, you're doing it right. If she stiffens, pull back. The goal isn't to manipulate, it's to connect. When done with class and intuition, your touch says everything your words don't have to. And trust me, she'll remember how you made her feel long after the conversation ends. 6. Mystery without coldness. Mystery isn't about being distant, it's about being layered. When a man shares everything too soon, it kills attraction. There's no intrigue, no depth left to explore. But when you share yourself gradually, when your presence suggests more beneath the surface, you trigger a woman's curiosity. That curiosity fuels desire. Women love to feel like they're discovering you, not decoding a riddle, but peeling back layers of someone worth knowing. This doesn't mean playing games or being vague on purpose. It means holding back the urge to overshare. You don't need to tell your life story on the first date. Let your actions speak. Let her ask. Let her wonder. But balance is key. Mystery without coldness. Be warm, be present, but don't be overly available. Let her feel like there's more to learn about you tomorrow and the day after that. It keeps her attention and her attraction alive. 7. Masculine stillness. Stillness is rare. In a world where everyone's rushing, checking their phone, or nervously fidgeting, stillness stands out. When a man can be still, calm, and grounded in his body, it shows an internal mastery that's instantly attractive. Women subconsciously read that as emotional stability. It's the difference between a man who reacts to life and a man who responds. You're not trying to grab attention, you are the attention. Stillness doesn't mean coldness, it means presence. You're not in a rush to prove anything, and that creates an aura of control. It's primal. When she sees a man who doesn't flinch, doesn't fidget, and simply breathes in his truth, she knows she's in the presence of someone rare. Stillness is magnetic, and it's one of the sexiest, most underrated triggers of all. 8. Your voice as a tool of seduction. Your voice carries more weight than you think. Women don't just listen to what you say, they feel how you say it. tone, pace, and rhythm all send signals. A slow, calm, well-modulated voice projects control, maturity, and sexual confidence. It soothes, intrigues, and invites. A high-pitched or rushed tone often signals nervousness, but when you speak slowly with intention, women lean in, literally and emotionally. Psychological studies show that vocal tonality is directly linked to perceived attractiveness. A deep, steady tone reflects grounded energy. A playful tone shows confidence and ease. Together, they create an experience that bypasses logic and goes straight to her instincts. Your voice is a mood. Use it with precision, and she'll remember how you made her feel long after the words are gone. 9. Independent body language. You don't need to say a word. Your body already did. Women instantly notice how you carry yourself. Do you stand tall? Are your shoulders relaxed? Is your gaze steady? These cues communicate confidence or the lack of it. Independent body language means you own your space without arrogance. You don't shrink. You don't seek approval through posture. You move with ease and intent. Crossed arms, slouching, or constant movement sends the message, "I'm uncomfortable." But relaxed gestures and strong posture say, "I belong here." That's attractive. In psychology, this is called expansive presence. Women associate it with competence, strength, and emotional maturity. They feel safer around a man who is comfortable in his skin. So straighten your back, open your chest, and move like the man who doesn't need to prove himself, because you don't. 10. Living in abundance, not scarcity. The man who radiates abundance doesn't need to chase. He knows his value, and women sense it. Scarcity says, "I hope she picks me." Abundance says, "I'll be fine either way." That mindset is irresistible. When a man isn't afraid to walk away, he becomes the one she wants to pursue. Why? Because confidence in your options reflects internal worth. It doesn't mean being arrogant or cold. It means knowing you're enough and acting like it. Women pick up on that vibration instantly. You don't over-text. You're not glued to your phone. You're living your life, growing, building. That detachment is powerful. Because when you're not desperate, she senses she must earn your presence. And that flips attraction on its head. 11. Humor with precision. Humor isn't just for laughs. It's a test of intelligence, timing, and emotional awareness. The right kind of humor, delivered with subtlety and precision, creates a spark that goes deeper than attraction. It builds connection. When a man can make a woman laugh, not with clownish antics, but with wit and ease, he shows that he sees the world clearly, maybe even differently. That's magnetic. Humor reveals how quickly you think, how well you read social energy, and how comfortable you are in your own skin. Studies show that shared laughter increases dopamine and emotional bonding, so it's not about being the funniest guy in the room. It's about showing that you can create joy in the moment. That's rare, and women never forget how you made them feel. 12. Integrity that doesn't waver. In the end, integrity is the ultimate attractor. Everything else, style, voice, body language, fades if a woman senses you're not real. Integrity means doing what you say, holding your values, refusing to fold under pressure. That steadiness creates respect, and respect creates attraction. A man who won't compromise his truth is a rare find in a world full of pretense. Women intuitively test for this. They notice if you adjust your opinions to please them, if you tell little lies to impress, if you bend to social pressure. Integrity shows up in the small things, how you treat people, how you follow through, and how consistent you are. When a man's actions align with his words, she doesn't just trust him, she desires him. Because strength of character, that's the deepest form of masculinity. Attraction isn't about chasing, it's about becoming. These 12 psychological triggers aren't hacks. They're reflections of a man who's done the work, who shows up whole, present, grounded. If even a few of these traits resonated with you, good, you're already on the path. But here's your next step. Like this video, subscribe for weekly deep dives into psychology, relationships, and behavior. Drop a comment. Which of these 12 triggers do you already embody? Which are you working on? Remember, you're not here to impress every woman. You're here to attract the right one by becoming a man she feels long before she understands why. See you in the next one.